Hello again, thank you for joining me on my channel. This is my 100th video today, number 100, so thank you for joining me. Today I'm doing a pick a card reading for you called What Does He Really Want? What does he really want from you? 4 packs of cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, no theme tunes, no credits, get straight on with it. There's 1, 2, 3 and 4, I'd like you to choose one. You can use your intuition, your psychic gifts, your lucky number maybe look at the crystals that are here and pick 1, 2, 3 or 4. It's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today or 10 years from today. So if you've chosen your pack or packs, you can choose more than one if you want. We'll move on and put the others out of the way, and we'll keep number 1 ready. That's number 2, 3 and 4. So welcome to North Devon in beautiful England, right by the Atlantic Ocean here. Just a short drive from me. And if you chose number 1, this one is for you. What does he really want, or what does she really want? Doesn't have to be a chap. And these have all been shuffled, so let's have a look. I'm going to look at these first for you. Then we're going to look at some oracle cards to see if they back up what I've told you. And then I'm going to give you 6 magic lucky numbers. Lucky numbers for lotteries, raffles, that sort of thing. Casinos, of course you must gamble sensibly if you're gambling with them, but 6 lucky numbers at the end of this, don't miss them because they've been proven to be magic and very helpful, very beneficial. So I'm going to tell you the negatives first, which is all the bad stuff. We get rid of that out of the way. Then I'll tell you the good stuff at the end, all the surprises. What does he really want from you? What does he really want? What are his real intentions? What does he want from life? Let's see the negatives first. It seems to me this person, your connection we're looking at, he or she, is linked to travel in the future, maybe already. So that may be one of their desires, is to travel more. And I think that would include you as well. So be ready for that. Some of you may have to travel to see each other, which is part of the message here from Spirit. But this is not a negative reading at all. So I'm going to try and tell you the negatives first. I have 2 people here. One of them is flirtatious. So he or she maybe have a kind of a roving eye, which comes up in lots of readings. Probably because lots of people are like that these days, with the advent of social media and all that stuff. There seems to be a flirtatious side. Now I could be picking up you, number 1. You could be a bit flirty. If you're a chap, you may like the girls. And you may like the attention. Doesn't mean that you're deceitful or that you're going to deceive somebody or 2 times somebody, but it can sometimes mean that. So if the person we're looking at is a bit that way and you're seeing or in love with this person, they may be a little bit on the flirty side sometimes. I still think they're linked to travel, and I think they're, for a lot of you, not number 1, not all of you, but there are some children involved. So he may have a couple of children or more, 1 or 2, or it may be you. Or you may be together already and have a couple of children, or you've got a couple planned for the future. But there are children in the reading, which is positive, it's not negative. But movement is the key here. I think your reading also indicates a person who's probably a lady who can be quite stern and strict. Could it be your mum or somebody? Was she a bit strict when you were a kid? Could it be his mum? That doesn't mean she was a bad person. She was a good mother, but she could be a bit straightforward when she talks and expect you to understand even when you're quite tiny and you thought it was a bit harsh sometimes. But she didn't mean anything by it. She's quite a loving person and a good mother. But this chap, this person, the question is, what does he really want? I'm seeing him wanting to walk away from something. I don't think it's you, although it could be, of course, but I think he wants to pack up something and let it go. It could be his job. He could be thinking of changing his job. He could be thinking of changing his habits and stopping smoking or drinking or something similar to that. As always, it doesn't mean that he or she will, but they're thinking about it. They're thinking that moving on could take some pressure off them. So if you need a full reading on this, go to my website and you can book me from anywhere in the world on the telephone. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. For the moment, I think you're going through, or you're about to go through, quite a spiritual period, number 1. So That may be why you've watched this video today, and you'll find this video when it's time. So you could find it today. 10 years from today, you'll find this video when your spirit guides want you to find it. And if you chose this number here today, from all of this lot here, there will be a message in here for you somewhere, number one. So stick with me, because the good stuff's coming. You have a spirit guide with you right now, at this very moment. That's not unusual. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 with you, but there's one with you right now. I think it's female. I think she's guiding you, and I think she guided you to watch this video. Out of all the thousands on YouTube, you're watching my 100th video, and I think she's with you, whether you're at work, whether you're in the park having lunch, whether you're taking a bath. This lady is with you. She's guiding you, she's caring for you, and she's one of your main guides, number one, and you probably will know who that is. If not, it may be someone that passed away before you were even born, but she's there with you now. It could be a chap, but I think it's a lady for most of you. There is some positives here. There's a slight complication, not negative, but a slight complication, and that is that you seem to be in touch with an ex or somebody from your past. It could be an ex same-sex friend, just an ordinary friend, but it could be an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. And this contact, if it hasn't happened yet, it's going to soon. So you're going to be contacted by an ex, or you may be contacting an ex in the coming weeks and months. This could be, it could create some jealousy. I don't think it needs to, because I don't think you're going to go back as lovers. If you're in touch with an ex, you're probably just good friends. It could be your ex-wife or your ex-husband. But it can create a bit of jealousy, especially if you start sending each other cards or gifts or anything like that. So think about that before you do it. But I think this person is thinking of giving something up. That's what's in his mind. His intentions for you are honourable. I don't see this man or lady as a cheat, but I do see them as being flirtatious, and they like to be noticed, put it that way. When they walk into a room, they like to be noticed. I think they're hardworking. I do think that they have skills that they're not using. I could be picking up you here, number one. Are you quite skillful but not using your skills to your full potential? That's what I'm getting here. I'm picking up education in this reading for you. Number one, are you learning something new? Are you going on a course? Or are you teaching? There's education and learning coming through the reading. There's definitely movement, so you may be moving house. You may be moving your job. There's travel in this reading. For the man, I think we're looking at, or lady, what is he thinking about you? What does he really want? But that can involve travel for you as well. So you may be traveling together, or if you're distant from each other, you may be traveling towards each other in the coming weeks. The positives here are that you're learning all the time. You may be going on a course, but you're learning all the time about yourself. This person is honourable. I think you may move in with him or her if you haven't already done so. If you're already together, maybe you're married. You may be married for years. Then movement may be coming your way, as in a house move. And the house move, or whatever movement it is, will bring happiness. If you're in touch with an ex, keep it platonic if you can. And I believe that your success with each other is assured as far as I can see today. There's nothing to suggest you should pack it in or give each other up. Although I don't really see you as riding off into the sunset on a white horse, which I use that expression a lot, but that's what I've got to tell you. So it may be, number one, that you've got used to each other. It's not a bad thing. Everyone gets used to each other. We all do that. And you can end up more like brother and sister or like friends. And if that's the case, then you may have to, or you may not want to, but you may want to rekindle the romance and get things like they were when you first met, when you first looked into each other's eyes, as I'm looking into yours right now. So watch it. Anyway, seriously, I think the main reading theme here for a lot of you, number one, not all of you, is travel. I think that the opportunities coming your way are vast. There's lots of opportunities coming your way. I can't be specific, of course, because there's more than one of you out there. But opportunities are coming, study is coming, learning. You're learning all the time. You're looking at things now and you're saying, to yourself, I wish I'd known that 10 years ago. I wish I'd known that 20 years ago. But keep on learning because it's good. Talk to your spirit guides because they're with you right now, I promise you. There's a lady with you right now. Could be a man, but I think it's a lady. For a man for some of you. You also may be thinking of walking away from something. It could be him. But what does he really want? What's his intentions? That's the name of this reading. What does he really want from you? What do you think he wants from you? Whatever it is, I believe that it's good. I believe the future is built for you on a very sound foundation. Your spirit guides and the messages from spirit here are positive. And now I'm going to look at some oracle cards before I give you your magic numbers. Don't go away because the lucky numbers could help you. You could win the jackpot. So let's take a look at 4 oracle cards. Where's my... Oh, there they are. Can't see my glasses because I can't see my glasses. The eyes are going now. So the first one is an earth card. Picture the... looks like some kind of harvest and the sunset. Or is it the sunrise? This one says to you, number 1, heal the critique in your mind and your body will grow stronger every day. So what it's saying really is stop criticizing yourself. Believe that you're good because you are good. So get rid of the critique. Don't be a critic of yourself. Stop criticizing yourself. Stop over-analyzing yourself. That's what the card is saying. It's backing up all this stuff. These oracle cards can be very meaningful and they can be very thought-provoking as well. Just tell you one more time. Heal the critic within yourself and in your mind, and your body will grow stronger every day. You will grow stronger every day. Everything about this reading actually indicates the word strength. You're built on a strong foundation. If it's a romance with this man we're looking at, his intentions are honourable. What he really wants, I think, is you. I think you may have got a bit close to each other in a brotherly sister or friends kind of way. You may be like living with a friend, and that really can be changed. You can rekindle the romance, get it just like you were when you first met, when you first fell in love. That's what it is. Of course, some of you are still to do that. You may still be to fall in love with this person. And if that's the case, I think you've got a good bloke here, or a good girl. But for most of you, it's a man. I think it's a good chap. I think it's worth pursuing, definitely. There's no question about that. There's no warnings. There's no indications that you're going to be duped or two-timed by this person. So let's take another look at it's another earth card, by the looks of it. Help is coming. You just need to ask for it. So there. Could this be from the older lady that I mentioned is like a mother figure? Again, it could be a chap. It could be like a father figure. Help is coming. You just need to ask for it. So do you need help with a decision, maybe? Of course, I can't tell you what the answer is. I don't know what the help you need is. But if you need help for a decision or a choice about maybe giving something up, as I mentioned, perhaps ask the older lady or gent. I said she was a bit strict, a bit firm, maybe in your mother. It could be your mother-in-law. If she's the one, and I think that's what we're getting here, ask her to help you with your choices. Don't be frightened to ask because she's good. She's okay. She's mellowed with age. Another air card. Another card. It's an air card. This one. Oh, nice. Thunder and lightning. Looks like somewhere in the Rockies, or maybe you know where that is if you're in the States, or Canada, maybe. Tell me down below. I'd love to hear your comments down below. Please have a look down below. Subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. I've got 100 videos now, so you could be one of my 1,000. Join our lovely family. I've got subscribers of beautiful people from all over the world, and I'd love you to be one of them. So don't forget to subscribe and click like if you like it. So let's go. Let go of negatives. It's saying let go of negatives in your life. They don't deserve your efforts. I think they're talking about people. Let go of negatives. This comes up again in lots of readings. Lots of psychics will pick this up. You may have negatives that you need to let go of, number 1. So let them go straight away. That can be negative habits, of course. But it could be that you're mixing with negative people. You're mixing with someone who's down and always coming out with negative comments that will bring you down as well. So don't let that happen. That's the last thing you need, because things look so good at the moment, especially with this connection. What does he really want? That's the question. What does he really want? He wants you. And I think he wants to stay with you, and I think he wants to build with you, and I think you're going to do that. Unless you change it, as I said, you may be thinking of walking away. So, let's see what that says again. Let go of negatives. They don't deserve your effort. So don't mix with negative people if you can help it. You may work with them, but sometimes you can avoid negative people, but don't hurt them. You'll get the karma if you do. Just try and avoid them if you can. One more. It's a fire card. A campfire. Once again in a forest. Looks very beautiful. Watch out for bears, grizzly bears. Anyway, ignite the fire within you that connects you to the divine. So the spirit guide I mentioned here in your reading is your connection to the divine, and that means you have, at the moment, you're heading for some kind of psychic high. I just noticed the northern lights there as well. Can you see the northern lights? So it could be Scotland. Ignite the fire within you that connects you to the divine. The fire within you, I always think of that as passion. The fire of passion, not just passion for love, passion for your hobbies, passion for your children maybe, or passion for the children you have to come. Passion for your studies, but passion for your lover as well. Ignite the passion within your heart. It connects you to the divine. This is a very spiritual reading actually. So now, once you've subscribed, I'm going to give you, hope you'll subscribe, I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers. Now you mustn't gamble irresponsibly, you'll get me into trouble. These lucky numbers were chosen by me with the help of my spirit guides before I started filming today. And for you, number 1, they are, well, I may want to get a pen or you can run this back. Number 9, 21, 28, 30. Do these ring a bell? Are they birthdays, wedding days, anniversaries, addresses you've lived at? 32 and 47. These numbers may trigger things in your mind. They may mean nothing to you, but I think some of them will. Maybe the day you were married, or the day you were divorced, or the day you passed your driving test. But the figures and numbers may be special. I'll give it once more. Number 9, 21, 28, 30, 32 and 47. These numbers could help you hit the jackpot. They could change your life forever. Don't forget you can pick more than one stack of cards if you want to. So I'm going to say thank you for that. It's been lovely talking to you. Please subscribe, give me a like, a thumbs up, tell your friends about me, Facebook and all that lot. And I hope to see you again. Thank you for being a viewer of my 100th video from North Devon in beautiful England, where it's about to get dark soon. I can't hear the sea today, it must be calm. And it's been so lovely talking to you. Remember, number 1, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. If you chose number 2, this one is for you. Thank you for joining me in beautiful North Devon for your reading entitled, What Does He Really Want? Your spirit guides are telling you now, or through me I hope, what does he really want? What are his intentions? Or what does she really want? Doesn't have to be a chap, it could be a lady. We're going to find out, what do they really want? You'll pick a card reading. It's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, or next year, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. And you chose it from all of this lot. You chose these cards, number 2, so there will be a message in here for you somewhere from your spirit guides about what does he really want. And I'm going to tell you the negatives first, get them out of the way. Then we tell you all the lovely surprises, the lovey-dovey stuff. So stay with me till the end. Then we do some oracle cards to see if they back up what I've told you. And then I'm going to give you 6 magic lucky numbers. Lucky numbers for lotteries, casinos. These numbers are special. They've been proven to work. So stay with me till the end, because these numbers could change your life. You could hit the jackpot, number 2. Let's see, what does he really want? That's the question. Your timeless reading, messages from spirit. This person, man or lady, could be either, has a secretive side. These are the negatives first. Doesn't mean that they're naughty, but they could be secretive because they are a bit deep or they don't like hurting people's feelings, so they keep things to themselves. But it can mean that they're keeping the secrets from you right now. Whoever he or she is, that's not a bad thing, but it's something you need to be aware of. I think that this person seems to do a bit like you. You're both a bit like this. I think you both do everything the hardest way possible. So if there's a hard way of dealing with this connection, that's how you're doing it. If it's a love thing, you're doing everything the hard way, and you're making life more difficult than it should be. And it can mean also that one of you or both of you is also working too hard at other things, maybe working too hard at pleasing people, maybe working too hard with your family, or working too hard at work with your career. It seems to me you're pushing water uphill, I always say, getting nowhere fast. 2 steps backward, 1 forward. If it's not you, then it's certainly him or her. So what do they really want from you? Well, they'd like you to lower your stress levels. They're concerned that you're too stressed. They're concerned that some of you, not all of you, it won't apply to all of you, take in what does, ignore the rest, but some of you are a bit stressed and some of you are a bit down in the dumps. I won't use the word depression because that implies medical stuff, but you can be sometimes a bit down or a bit fed up, and not surprisingly, because there are things going on that can make you fed up. I think you're waiting for something from this person, and you may be waiting for them to make their mind up, and you mustn't wait forever. You're too good for that. Don't be messed about, in other words. I think the answer to your problems, number 2, are right in front of your eyes and you're not seeing them. And you may have been told that before by family members and friends. You may be, and we all do this as well, you may be looking for problems that are not there. You may be creating problems in your mind. Creating problems that are not there and you don't need them, so don't do it. If you feel there's problems, just think it over and say to yourself, are these real or not? But it seems to me you've reached a stall situation. You're paused, you're thinking that nothing's going on, and it's getting on your nerves for some of you. As I said, take in what resonates, ignore what doesn't. You can pick more than one stack of cards as well. I think you're climbing a mountain here. What's the word? You climb a hill and end up on top of a mountain. You seem to be looking for justification in what you do. It seems to me that you feel whatever you do is not right. Not just for him or her, but for the family, for your friends. It just seems that nothing's good enough, and it is good enough, so take no notice. You just feel, some of you, undervalued. And that's not fair either. It's probably not real, you just feel it when it's not there. You're looking for problems, as I said, that don't exist. It may be negative as well that there are legal things in the reading. You may be dealing with paperwork. It could be mortgage papers, credit card agreements, marriage documents, divorce documents, baby's christening documents, paperwork, legal stuff, things that you need to sign. It can mean the law, of course, solicitors in bad cases, but the law can be good stuff as well. But it also means that you're going to get some karma. So whatever you deserve, number 2, you're going to get. And I think your karma is good. And karma will reward you for all the efforts you've made in the past, all the sacrifices you've made, all the hard work you've done. And karma, of course, is threefold, so you get it 3 times over. If you've been bad, you pay 3 times over. But your karma is good. It does mean, of course, that if anyone's been bad to you, they will get their karma as well, including this chap or this lady if they've been bad to you. So, a bit like the last reading, I'm picking up contact from the past. It could be an ex-boyfriend, it could be an ex-girlfriend, but somebody from the past is in touch. If it's this contact and he's from the past or she, then they're coming up with ideas all the time. So don't be rushing, don't get pulling away too soon because it looks okay. A bit like number 1, I'm not seeing you like Romeo and Juliet. As I always say, they both got killed anyway. But I do see a connection here, but you may need to work at it. It doesn't seem to be how you would like it to be. If that's not the case, then it doesn't seem to be how he would like it to be. And the question of the name of the reading is, what does he really want? I think he wants his cake and eat it. That's what I think he wants. I think he can be secretive. I think he can be sometimes a bit stubborn. And sometimes he can be a bit selfish. But both of you are a bit like that as well. On a separate subject, number 2, you may be juggling with your money or finances. That's not necessarily a struggle, but it's a juggle. You may be robbing Peter to pay Paul. And once the waiting is over and the secrecy is out of the way, your person, the man, can also be a bit moody. So you have a lot to contend with here. There's no question or no suggestion from spirit world, from your spirit guides, that you're being deceived. So if there's another woman or another man, it's apparent that you already know about it. So it could be that he's been married before or something like that. Or he may still be married, but it's not a deceitful thing. If there's anyone else involved, I think you do know about it. Of course, you may be married as well and seeing this person as a different person to the one you're married to. I'm picking up some travel for some of you, or some travel for the person we're looking at. But the rest of it, I think, is going to come up with something. I think there's a gift coming to you as well. So, as with number 1, really, the person seems honourable, but a bit selfish, a bit stubborn, can be a bit moody. I could be picking up you, of course. I think you're going to get what you deserve. If you've picked a bad one here, and he's not a nice person, then you'll get what you deserve. So you may need to move out of it if that's the case. But I don't think it is for many of you. You'll know if you're one of those. You'll know if you're with the wrong person, then you need to let them go. But there's no message from Spirit here saying you should do that. But if you're thinking it's right to do it, do it. But it's your choice. You mustn't do that because of this reading. So let's take a look at some oracle cards. I believe that some of you, this person may have been in your life before. You may have known him or her some time ago, maybe years ago. You'll know what I mean if that's you, number 2. But it won't apply to all of you. Please consider subscribing. This is my 100th video today. 100 videos is a lot. And I've got friends and subscribers all over the world. They're beautiful people. I'm trying to reach 1,000. You could help me do that. And give us a like if you like it. What else is it? Share me with your friends. Now then, if you want a psychic reading with me from anywhere in the world on the phone, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. If you can't get me on there, if I'm not free, one of the team that work for me will help you, and they are the best, because I only employ the best. If they're not good, they don't get in my team. Let's check these oracle cards. Do 4 of these. The first one is a water card. Somebody's been building stones on the beach. And if the tide's coming in, they're going to get knocked over. Maybe it's going out. This one says, number 2, allow your mind and soul to flow intuitively. So that's, I think, what they're saying here about this kind of stalling or blockage, where you feel nothing's going quickly enough. You're waiting. So allow your mind, body and soul to flow intuitively. So it means, what it's saying really is, follow your instincts. Go with what feels right inside, and you'll probably find that it's right, especially if it's linked to what I've told you today. So lower your stress levels. That's very important. I think this person sees you as a stressful character. Some of you, not all of you, are a bit nervy, get anxious sometimes. Some of you can get down in the dumps. But he's also moody and selfish. So you've got a lot going on here. If you don't feel this reading is resonating, pick one of the other stacks, but some of you will find it resonates. It's not all negative, don't think it is, but you may have to work at the thing if it's a love thing. And the answer to the question, what does he really want? I think he wants a lot of what he wants himself, so he can be a bit selfish, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't want you. This is a timeless reading. Your spirit guides, your spirit messages are positive, number 2. Let's take another oracle card. This one is a water card. Well, another pile of stones. Must be the in thing. Celebrate a community of friends and happy announcement. Celebrate a community of friends or happy announcements. That card doesn't come out very often. This time it's on I think a bunch of rocks on a stream. Time, what's it? Long exposure, I think that is. Good photograph. So, celebrate a community of friends or happy announcements. You may be having news of weddings or birthdays or christenings, and they may be yours. Don't forget, this is this reading is sort of brimming on. I think they want you to mix with your friends more. Don't be sort of preoccupied just with this man or lady. Don't let it distract you from your other parts of your life. Mix in with your own family, for instance. Don't neglect your friends if you have friends that you like to contact. Don't be put off. Don't go away, because I'm going to give you lucky numbers in a minute, and they could change your life completely. They could make you hit the jackpot. This one is a air card. This one says, Divine. The divine is guiding you in your dreams. Are you listening? Looks like a field of corn or grass and some lovely clouds. The divine is guiding you in your dreams. Do you remember your dreams, number 2? It says, are you listening? So it's saying to you, keep an eye on your dreams. Write them down possibly. I always say write down dreams if they're repetitive. If you keep having the same dream, then your spirit guides are trying to get messages through and you're not getting it, so they keep repeating it. So they're saying, are you listening? It's telling you that spirit are sending messages to you. You may be washing the dishes. You may be daydreaming. It's dreaming. The dreams you're having are guided messages from the spirit world, from your angels. Listen to your spirit guides. That's what it's saying to you. One more it's another air card, and one more oracle card. Beautiful picture. Are they crocuses? Answers down below. Please comment down below. I'd love to hear your comments. I answer all my comments, by the way. Give us a like, join and subscribe. Join our lovely family, and you can do it on my 100th video. This one, are they crocuses? I think they are. A neighbour holds the key to your next project. Keep in touch. Again, it's saying really, keep in touch with your friends. Neighbour doesn't have to be next door. Your neighbour could be your neighbour at work, or your neighbour on the next desk at school if you're at college. If you're too young for this, don't watch this. It's very naughty. It's not for children, okay? So, a neighbour holds the key to your next project. Keep in touch. I think you've got a new project coming up, number 2, and it's about time, because you've been a bit paused, not going to say stuck in a rut, but I think it's time for you to make movements. The question is about this man, of course, or lady. What does he really want? Well, we know he wants his cake and eat it, but I don't think he's a bad person. So now I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers. You might want to get a pen. These can be used on lotteries, casinos, but you must gamble sensibly. Don't get being daft and overdoing it, or you'll get us both into trouble. And I want you to win, and I want you to tell me you've come up with the jackpot. So these numbers for you, number 2, are, these were chosen earlier, by the way, with my spirit guides and myself before I started filming, and these numbers may be familiar. They may be birthdays, wedding days, divorce days, addresses you've lived at, car registration numbers. They may be familiar to you, they may not be, but use them, but don't overdo it. They are number 4, number 12, 13, 30, back to front here, 34 and 36. I'll give you those again. Do they ring a bell? Number 2? I can see you. I can see they do for some of you. Number 4, 12, 13, 34 and 36. As I said, if you're gambling, do it responsibly. It's been brilliant talking to you from beautiful North Devon. Here it's getting dark now by the sea, by the Atlantic Ocean. One of the most beautiful parts of the world, I believe. If you've never been to North Devon, we'd love to see you here. Fantastic reading for you. Please subscribe, click the like button for me, and I hope to see you again soon on my 101st video. Remember, number 2, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And of course, I love every one of you. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 3, this one is for you. The question is, what does he really want? What does he really want from you? Or what does she really want? Let's find out. It's a pick a card reading. It's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. If you found this reading today and you chose this number out of all this lot here, there will be messages in here for you somewhere, number 3. So stick with me till the end, because at the beginning, I'm going to tell you the negatives first. We'll get rid of all the negatives, then we do the lovely surprises, the lovey-dovey stuff. Then I'm going to do some oracle cards to see if they back up what I've said for you. And then I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers. I always give it this in these readings, 6 numbers that could help you with lotteries and casinos. You could hit the jackpot, so stay with me. These numbers have been proven to be very effective. If you're gambling, you must do it responsibly. It gets both into trouble. So, the question is, what does he really want from you? What does he want from you? Or she, of course. So, let's tell you the negatives first, get them out of the way. Then we do the lovely positives, so stick around till the end. This is my 100th video from beautiful North Devon, not far from the sea here. We can hear it when it's windy. And it's the Atlantic Ocean, and it's beautiful. And if ever you get the chance to come to North Devon, please do so. So, this reading indicates some quarrels, some arguments, some bickering maybe that may have been going on. If they haven't, then they may be coming, so watch out for that. This is the negatives. Remember, the good stuff's at the end, so stay with me. There may be some turbulence. You may be going through an upsetting time. That could be as simple as moving house. Turbulence is not always the end of the world. Turbulence is usually coming through in these readings from your spirit guides because it's needed to get rid of all the rubbish. It removes the negatives. You look at it in a few weeks and you think, well, I didn't like that, but I'm glad it happened. As in number 2's reading, you may be dealing with the law. That may not be negative. You may be dealing with mortgage papers. It's not necessarily negative. Legal stuff can be negative. You may get stopped for speeding or something. So be careful. You may be getting parking tickets, but legal stuff usually means paperwork, documents, credit card agreements, mortgage papers, marriage papers sometimes, divorce papers sometimes, birth certificates. Anything to do with the law is in the reading, so it could be a bit of good and a bit of bad. If you get involved in arguments, number 3, the message is you're going to lose. So try to avoid arguments. Don't argue with this chap or lady, whoever it is, because you'll lose. Don't argue with people at work. Don't argue with your neighbours or your mum and dad or your kids, because you just can't win for the moment. It won't always be like that. But try to avoid arguments. Try to avoid bickering. And try to avoid upsets and turbulence if you can. I don't think you're sleeping very well, number 3. That means you're worried about something. Some of you have got a bad back as well. I can feel that. Not all of you. Nothing serious, but if it needs looking at, get it looked at by a medical person. But if you've got a bad back, it may be linked to your stress levels because they're a bit high. You may be tensing up a bit. So get it sorted out, get it looked at if it's bad. If it's not bad, get in your jacuzzi or have a massage or something like that. But what does this person really want? Well, I think he wants to take you on a journey, but it's not a journey on a plane or a boat. It's a journey of a spiritual nature. Though this person may be a bit of a dreamer. They may be psychic. He may be spiritual and not even know it. But I think he has dreams. I think he has ambitions. I think he wants to travel and expand his mind. Not necessarily travel physically, although it could be that, but I think he wants to learn and he wants to take you with him. So he must be very fond of you. He or she, I keep repeating. But this person's honourable, as they have been in both of the other readings, although not quite the same as this. I think that for some of you, he or she is linked to your career. If not, then for some of you, he is linked to messages and information. So he could be the postman, he could be someone on the internet, he could be a teacher, he could be someone dealing with computers. He's linked, he or she is linked to information, maybe technology, learning, maybe study, maybe education. And they may, for some of you, be linked to your career. Do you know who that is, number 3? Comment down below, please. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like to. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. You could be helping me do that. Join our lovely family. I've got lovely followers all over the planet, and they're beautiful. And I love every one of them. So join us, subscribe if you'd like to. If you want a proper reading with me, go to davidcharlespsychic.com. That's my website. If you can't get me if I'm busy, you can book one of my team, and they work for me, and they're the best because I only employ the best. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. So let's sum this bit up. Watch out for arguments. Look out for legal things. Watch out for... There's news of a baby here. That's not negative. Is somebody pregnant around you? Are you pregnant, number 3? Are you trying to be? Somebody is. There's good news coming as well. Could be good news about your work. So that's the positives. Let's do the positives. There's a sum of money coming your way, number 3. Are you expecting some money? Could be the lucky numbers, so stick around for those. There's money in this reading, a lump sum of money that you need to keep. Don't let it in one hand and out the other. You have a male spirit guide with you right now, at this very moment. Could be an old granddad. Could be a father figure that you lost. For some of you it could be your father, of course, but it's someone in spirit that's with you right now. As I said before earlier, you could be at work, you could be sitting on the grass outside having a picnic, you could be on the beach, you could be taking a bath, but there's a spirit guide with you now wherever you are. It makes no difference. So feel them, speak to them, they can hear you. Just because they don't always answer doesn't mean they can't hear you. So talk to your guides. This person, this spirit guide may have been spiritual when he was alive, so they could have been into this kind of thing. And if they weren't, maybe they should have been. Expect some money. Now you're also going on a spiritual journey of your own. You have here what we call the Fool card from the Major Arcana. This card is saying, you can see he's about to step over the edge of a cliff. The dog thinks he's mad. The card is saying to you, take a chance. But it's saying don't be reckless. In an ordinary pack, that would be the Joker, by the way. But on this occasion, it's called the Fool. It just means take a chance, but don't be reckless. If it's to do with this man or this lady, for most of you it's a man, and you're thinking about taking a risk with him, then do it. There's nothing here to say don't. The spirit guides are not warning you, and it's the third reading like this, but they're not saying this person is bad. They're not saying get rid of him or her. And they're saying that if you're thinking about taking a risk, do it, but don't be reckless, don't be daft. Take a chance, take a risk. This person may be offering you something as well. If it's a work thing, it could be the boss, I suppose, but I don't think that's the case for many of you. And I think your spirit guides are saying to you here, the messages from spirit for you here are saying, watch out for your dreams, which they said, I think, in the last one as well. Your psychic dreams are important. And I think a lot of you, number 3, know that already. So keep your eye on your dreams. They're pointing towards messages from your spirit guides. Messages from spirit. So your dreams are important, okay? Now I'm going to look at 4 oracle cards and see if they back up, excuse me, what I've just been telling you. So, don't forget to click like if you like this, subscribe, be one of our team of subscribers, our lovely family. This one, first of all, is an air card. Oh, what a lovely picture. Look at that. A frosty tree. Can you see that? It's an air card. This card is saying to you, number 3, show the universe some gratitude and it will reward you with inspiration. So show the universe some gratitude. It means appreciate what you have that's coming from spirit up there. These messages for a start off. And the universe will reward you with inspiration. So you'll become inspired. It'll give you ideas. It'll give you plans, excitement. It's going along with that card that says take a risk, take a chance. Not just on this man. What is he thinking about you? What does he really want? What he really wants, I think, is to take you with him forwards. I think this man really wants you to go with him on a journey, to go with him where you've never been before. You may not travel anywhere. It's a journey of discovery that he wants you to go with him. I do think he's a bit of a dreamer, but nothing wrong with that. I think it's lovely. Everybody needs a dream. If you haven't got a dream, number 3, try and get one, because everyone needs a dream. Doesn't matter if you're 90 years old or 19. You need to have something to look forward to. And this man or lady wants to take you on their journey with them. They want you to share it with them. And of course, that can mean marriage, if that's what you want. It can just mean cohabiting, that's a funny word. But they want you around. There's nothing here, I promise you, to say that this is a bad person so you can trust them. Don't get bickering, don't get arguing, because you'll lose. Expect some money soon. Listen to your spirit guides and watch out for legal documents. Let's have another oracle card. This is an air card. Oh, nice. This is a circle of clouds. Obviously, I think that's a Photoshop job. Still looks lovely though. What you're feeling isn't fear, it's excitement. Embrace it. What you're feeling, I said it a bit earlier, you might be a bit anxious, remember? What you're feeling isn't fear, it's excitement. Embrace it. It's going along with the card, the Fool card again, saying, have a go at it, do it, have a go, take a leap of faith. Have faith in yourself. Don't be anxious, you're just excited. Embrace it, enjoy it. So important. Such a great reading, number 3. I'm glad you stayed with me. Don't forget to stay with your lucky numbers. This one's a fire card. And a picture of a fire. That's good. This one says to you, number 3, surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. That came up earlier, didn't it, in the main reading. So, surround yourself with positive people and positive situations and avoid negativity. So, that does come up an awful lot in a lot of readings from a lot of psychics. It's common sense really, but it's saying to you, avoid negatives. Avoid arguments, remember? Stick around and stay away from negative people if you can. Keep away from negative situations and avoid all negativity. Good advice in all readings, but it's important in this one because I think it's made you anxious and worried about things unnecessarily. One more oracle card, which is a fire card. It's like a lake with a moody sky. Interesting. This one says to you, number 3, you are sending out positive signals to attract new experiences. Again, the Fool card. You're sending out positive signals to attract new experiences. So you're doing something right, number 3. You're sending out positive signals. The man involved, and it is a man for most of you, wants to take you with him. He wants you to follow him and go where he wants to go, be where he wants to be, do what he wants to do. If you're going to take a chance, if you're thinking about it, take a chance. Make sure it's okay. I said don't be reckless, but take a chance. But this reading is fantastic. It's the third reading on the trot that's not all lovey-dovey, and they often are, but it's not. So I've got to tell you the truth. It doesn't look like Romeo and Juliet, but it's certainly not anything bad. So let's give you some lucky numbers that could help you strike it rich. You could win the jackpot. These numbers were chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming today, and they're for number 3, which is you, and they may be familiar. They could be addresses you've lived at, they could be car registrations, they could be work check numbers, things like that. Numbers you may know or they may mean nothing to you at all, but write them down. You can use them in raffles and, not raffles, casinos, lotteries, but as I keep saying, you must gamble responsibly, otherwise you'll be in trouble and get me into trouble as well. So the numbers are 13, 17, 24, 25, can't see that one, can't read my own writing, 30 and 43. Do they mean something to you? Do you recognise them? Doesn't matter if they don't. You don't have to use all 6, you can just use a couple of them. So they're 13, 17, 24, 25, 30 and 43. Of course you can choose a different stack. You can choose number 1, 2 or 3 or 4. But these numbers could make you rich. You could strike it lucky. As I said, be careful if you're gambling, be sensible. And it's been so lovely talking to you from here in beautiful North Devon for my 100th video. Some milestone. Please subscribe. Give me a like if you like it. Tell your friends about me. Share me on Facebook and all that lot. And subscribe, please. And what else can I say? Click the bell icon if you want to be notified when I release new videos every few days. And it's been so lovely talking to you wherever you are in this world. Remember my motto: think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye bye. Hello again. If you chose number 4, this one is for you. Entitled, of course, What Does He Really Want? What does he really want? What does he really want from you? What does she really want? Doesn't have to be a bloke, it could be a girl. Let's find out. No messing about. We're going to do the negatives first. I always do the negatives first. Let's get them out of the way. Then we do some positives. And then I'm going to do some oracle cards for you to see if they match up what I've told you. And then I'm going to give you 6 magic lucky numbers that could make you hit the jackpot. They're at the end of this, so stay with me till the end for your 6 lucky numbers. If you're gambling, please do so responsibly or you'll get us both into trouble. Now then, this is a timeless reading, pick a card reading. So it means that you can find it today, next week, next year, 10 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading, number 4, when your spirit guides want you to find it. If you found it today and you chose it from all these cards you chose, there will be a meaning in here for you somewhere. You can pick another stack as well. You don't have to have just one. You can pick 2 if you want, or 3 if you want. For the moment, I'll tell you the negatives first. What does he really want from you? What does he really want? The negatives first, then I'll tell you the positives. Well, for a start off, he may be seeing a medical person, so that could be a bit of a problem for him. It could be you, of course, but I'm picking up some kind of, I shouldn't say medical person, it's a person in a caring profession. Could it be him or her? Is he in a caring profession? Is she? Could be a GP, as we call them in England, a doctor. Could be the vicar. Could be a healer. Could be a psychic. Someone in a caring profession. They're either seeking out that person or it's them. Of course, it could also be you, number 4. Now, it looks to me, number 4, on the negatives, that you've been hurt before in a romance. Maybe more than once. And now, you may be keeping this person at arm's length because you don't want to get hurt again. You may not be thinking that way, but deep down inside you, you may have a fear of being hurt again or let down again. You've been hurt in love affairs before, or at least one, and you've been hurt also by your friends as well and family. So you're getting fed up with being let down. Now you have a defense mechanism in place which keeps people at bay, keeps them at arm's length. So you may give off signals that say keep away. I always say it's like when I was younger, I used to go to a dance and you want to ask a girl to dance. She's looking over the room, she looks pretty and very attractive. And I want to ask her to dance, but I daren't ask in case she says no, because she's giving off these signals that say keep away. She doesn't mean it, but she is. And you may be doing that, number 4. So if you're doing that, you may want to stop it. I can't tell you to stop it, but because you may need to be defensive, and I don't want you to meet the wrong people or let the wrong people in, but just be aware that it's happening. There are also signs, number 4, that you tend to ignore things when you should be dealing with them. So if something outstanding needs your attention, try and deal with it. It seems to me that you feel stuck in a rut. some of you feel trapped. Not all of you. As I keep saying, this won't resonate with all of you. Take in what does, ignore what doesn't. But you may feel imprisoned or trapped or tied up. That can mean some of you are in a romance that you don't really want to be in. It can mean you feel trapped with your work. It can mean that you feel trapped with life itself, that you're not going anywhere. It's not real, you just feel like it is. And you're tending to ignore problems instead of dealing with them, especially problems around your work and anything negative. If there's anything negative going on, deal with it, because it's going to get on your nerves otherwise. Your reading indicates that you've got some karma coming, number 4. This means that you're about to get what you deserve. I think it came up for number 1 as well. It means you're about to get what you deserve. So karma, I always say, comes about twice a year for most of us. We all get it. It's not negotiable. You get what you deserve. So if you've been naughty, you're going to pay for it. If you've been good, you will be rewarded. As I can see, most readings are the same. Your karma looks good, so you're going to get rewarded. But it does mean that people that have been nasty to you, including this person if he has been or she, they're about to get their karma as well. And you may know that most psychics and witches believe that karma is threefold, so you get it 3 times over, or 3 times as bad. Now then, this person, what does he want from you? I believe that, coincidentally, he wants you, and I believe, number 4, that if you go with this man or woman, could be either, then richness will be yours. Richness. That doesn't necessarily mean money, although it can mean money. He may be wealthy, but richness will be yours, and richness can mean richness in your heart. Richness inside you. So I often ask this question, number 4, what would make you feel rich inside? You need to answer that question of yourself. What would make you feel rich? What would you change to make you feel rich? What would you do to make you feel happy, contented, loved, cherished? Answer the question, and I think it's this person, man or woman. I do have a man in the reading who is wealthy. Now, it's depicted by the King of Pentacles. I'll show you that one. This could be a woman, it doesn't have to be a man, but somebody, for most of you it will be a man. They're wealthy, they're successful, they have what I call the Midas touch, so whatever they touch turns to gold. Doesn't matter what they do, they're good at it. They've got this knack of making money, but they don't, it sounds like a contradiction, but they don't live for money, they're just very good at making it. And they can make you a part of that, and I think that's what they want for some of you. The question is, what does he really want? I think they want to make you feel as rich as they do inside. There's a lot of fertility in this reading, number 4. Fertility, of course, can mean babies, pregnancies. Are you pregnant, number 4? Are you trying to be? If you're a girl, of course. But fertility in a reading means things are starting to grow. And because we're looking at this man or woman, it means that things will start to grow with them and you together, in other words, if you want them to. You don't have to. And if you want a proper reading about this with me on the phone, you can book me from anywhere in the world on my website, which is davidcharlespsychic.com. If I'm not free, one of my team that work for me will help you, and they're the best because I only employ the very best. So that's davidcharlespsychic.com. Have a look at my website. And please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. This is my 100th video, by the way, and you could be one of my subscribers, one of our lovely family. They're wonderful people. I love every one of them from all over the world. Please join us by subscribing. Hit the bell icon and you'll get notified every time I upload new videos, which is every few days usually, depending on the circumstances. But anyway, high levels of fertility, number 4. You're very fertile, as I said. It can mean babies or pregnancies. It can mean that you've got a daughter that's pregnant, or a son and his wife is pregnant. But it could be you as well. But fertility means growth, means expansion, things taking off. Now, there's also, on a separate subject, a job offer coming through this. Maybe more than one. Are you thinking of changing your career? Are you thinking of moving? Very positive reading. I'm struggling to see negatives. And one of the big negatives here, as I mentioned already, is that you feel stuck in a rut. And you can change that. I don't think you are. I think it's just a feeling. You feel like you're trapped. Sometimes it can mean you're trapped in a romance that you don't want to be in. It could mean you're trapped in a romance with this man or lady, but that will only apply to a few of you. Excuse me, as I said, keep saying, take in what resonates, ignore what doesn't, or pick a different stack. You can have more than one stack of cards. You can have 2 or 3. So, you're going to get some karma. You've got to lower your defences, really, to let people a bit nearer if you can, but don't be too rash, otherwise you may blame me for the wrong people getting too close. I think the reading indicates anything to do with this man and you, if you are together, will bring richness beyond your dreams, beyond your wildest dreams. Richness can mean money, but it normally means richness inside there in the heart, and that's the best kind of richness to have. Once again, the 4th reading tonight, or today, it's getting dark now, the 4th reading on the trot that isn't all lovey-dovey, and it's staggeringly unusual because they're usually filled with love and passion, but that doesn't mean it's not there, number 4. It just means that you may already know about it. You may think, well, I already know that. We're in love. We've been together 30 years. Some of you will have been. Some of you may have just met. But this man wants you. He wants to make you rich. His intentions are really good. They're honourable. He wants to make you rich inside. In some cases, he wants to make you pregnant. I think there's a baby in this reading for a lot of you. There's also new jobs, new work. You've got to stop ignoring things. You may have to lower your guard. Don't be too defensive when it comes to that, people. There's so many good things here. What I'm not getting backstabbing. I'm not getting bitchiness, which you've had in the past. I'm not getting bullying, and some of you have had that in the past as well. What I am getting is that you've been hurt in the past and you're fed up with it. Not just by men or romance, but by people as well. You may have been hurt by your own members of your own family. But they're all going to get their karma. Anyone that's hurt you in the past will get karma in the coming weeks and months. It's not negotiable. We all get it, and karma is 3-fold. So they will pay 3 times if they've hurt you. You may never find out, and you can't stop it. It's part of the universal balancing act. So let's take a look now. Before your lucky numbers, don't go away without your lucky numbers, because they could change your life. Seriously. We'll take a look at 4 oracle cards. See if they back up what I've said. You have to read these. Glasses. So, thank you for joining me in beautiful North Devon, by the sea, just down the road. The Atlantic Ocean. This is an air card, a fire card, sorry. Yeah, it looks nice. It's the moon rising, I think, above a forest, or is it going down above a forest? Lovely photograph. This card says to you, number 4, pay attention to your ideas as they are messages of the divine. So the ideas you're getting in here are spirit messages. Your guided spirit guides, your angels are sending messages to you. This card is reminding you to pay attention. Your ideas are messages from the divine, which is all part of this reading, of course. Your angels are around, okay? They're around you all the time. You know who they are, most of you. Pay attention to your ideas as they are messages from the divine. This means that things around you are very spiritual at the moment. It's a lovely thing to have. You'll feel the warmth of it. You'll feel the glow of it. Enjoy it. That's the main thing. Enjoy it. If you feel spiritual at the moment, don't put it off and fight it. Go with it. Follow your dreams. Follow your intuition. So important, number 4. Let's see if the next oracle card backs up as well. This is a water card. A droplet of water. Looks like it's on a flower. Maybe it's been a frosty morning or something. It's thawing out. Good photography. Macro photography. This one, number 4, says to you, trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. So it's copying that one. It's telling you exactly what I said. Trust your intuition, in your feelings in there. Feel them, trust them, go with them. You're obviously in a very spiritual place at the moment. And it's so lovely. I love to see things like this in readings because it's so lovely and it's part of what we do. It's a part of what I do, and it's a part of what I love to do for you. So I'm glad you're with me. Please subscribe. So trust your intuition, care for yourself and others. Maybe you care for others and you're not looking after yourself. So it's time you did number 4. Care for yourself. Love yourself. Remember, if you can't love yourself, what chance has anybody else got of loving you? You need to love yourself. It's corny, it may sound corny, but it's real, so believe it. Next oracle card is a water card. Again, similar, freeze frame photography, fast exposure, look at that. A splash of water, a droplet of water bouncing up, that is. This card says to you, number 4, you're more powerful than you realise. It's safe for you to be powerful. So that's telling you about your spiritual stuff again. Your powers are in your intuition. You're more powerful than you realise, and it's safe for you to be powerful. So if something feels right, go for it, because you're having psychic stuff at the moment. There's no question about that. Follow your dreams, follow your intuition. These oracle cards have all been shuffled. They're just coming out like this, and they're all saying the same thing, number 4. Go for it, okay? Go for your psychic. Enjoy your psychic gifts, because you've got them. And if you've got psychic gifts, number 4, you will have healing ability as well. They go together. You could study Reiki, aromatherapy, any of those things, acupuncture, that sort of thing. One more oracle card, then lucky numbers, okay? Get the pen ready. Another water card. Another fast exposure. High-speed photography. This one says to you, number 4, extra magical energy surrounds your situation right now. Expect miracle. I don't remember ever seeing, in all my years, such a psychic reading as this. For the recipient, and that is you, number 4. Most of you. Just look at that. Drops of water on a sunset. Extra magical energy surrounds you. Extra magical energy surrounds you. Your situation right now. Expect miracles. Expect miracles. This is a big deal. Another reason to have the lucky numbers. This reading is staggering. The question, of course, of the reading was, what does he really want from you? He wants to make you happy. He wants to care for you. He wants you to see the things he sees. He wants you to go to the places he's going to. He wants you to follow him. Unusual, very unusual, but that's what it means. And that's what this reading is telling me to say to you from your angels and your spirit guides. Let's give you some lucky numbers. These lucky numbers can be used in lotteries, casinos. You must gamble sensibly. Don't get being daft and overdoing it. You won't need to anyway. So these numbers may be familiar. They could be house numbers you've lived at. They could be birthdays or wedding days or divorce days or car number plates. They may mean nothing to you at all, but there's 6 of them. You can use 2 or 3 of them. You can use all 6, but gamble with care if you're gambling, okay? I'll tell you what they are, number 4, and your first number is number 5, then 22, let's make sure I can see these, 31, these were chosen earlier with me, with the help of my spirit guides, 31, okay, 38, 42, and 45. Do you recognise any of those numbers? They could be very special. Could be the dates your children were born if you've got children. Could be the dates your mum and dad were born if you were younger. So, I'll give you one more time. Number 5, 22, 31, 38, 42, and 45. These numbers could change your life. You could hit the jackpot. Please comment below, especially if you hit the jackpot. Please comment below, because I love to answer your comments. I answer all my comments. Click the like button if you like this. Click the bell icon if you want to be notified. And please subscribe. Join my subscribers. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. You could be one of our lovely family. The people that follow me from all over the world, they're such lovely people, and I love every one of them. You can become one of our group, our family, if you like. It's been so lovely speaking to you from beautiful North Devon on my 100th video today. A milestone for me. It's a fairly new channel, so Thank you for supporting me and subscribing if you do. And I'll leave you with that, and I'll say before I go, number 4, remember, think lucky and you will be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye.